little freak!
Well, I'm gonna make it real clear. You two are off this case.
Well, everything looks pretty good to me, too.
Have you been picking locks again?
No.
Because if you have, I'm giving you a spanking at lunch.
Good night, my love.
Wait till the news media gets a hold of this. Movie star caught in murder triangle.
Charlie, put the gun down.
Hello? Hello? Are you all right? Oh, no. Oh, my God. Oh. Help! Help!
Charlie, I really did it this time. I really did it.
What happened?
Sorry, I didn't know where else to go. I couldn't think. I just...
Yeah, I can't help you unless you tell me what happened. Now, what happened?
I killed a woman.
Oh, all right. Look. Calm down. Take a couple of deep breaths. Deep ones now. All right. Now, what happened?
She was in a parked car on the Coast Highway, and I was coming home from a party.
All right, hold it. Let's go in here. All right, you were at a party. Have you been drinking?
No, I hardly at all. I had a couple of drinks at the party. I'm not... It was foggy. I didn't see her.
So you ran into her car?
Yes.
Well, Sarah, how do you know you killed her then?
I went to leave a note, and that's when I saw her. So I called out to her. She didn't answer. I opened the car door, and she almost fell out of the car.
Well, did you take her pulse or anything?
I touched her neck. I didn't feel anything. I was just so scared. I wanted to get out of there.
So you really don't know if she was dead?
Oh, I'm sure she was.
No, but you don't know. And I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to call the highway patrol right now. Where did this happen?
In Malibu. It was near one of those canyons. I don't know which one.
You think you could find it again?
Yeah, I think so. It's right around here. I think it's close. It's coming up. This is it. Yes, this is it. This is it. Yes, this is it. That's it right there. Look. That's my headlights. This is where it happened.
All right, so where's the car?
I don't know.
Well, this is the place, all right, but she must have woke up and drove away.
Oh, Charlie, that woman was dead.
Sarah, I've heard of bodies with toe tags on them sitting up and asking for their trousers, and that's after they were pronounced dead by a doctor.
Charlie, you didn't see her. I will never forget the way she looked. That red hair and the... Oh.
Listen, maybe she was knocked cold by the jolt you gave her. Maybe she was drunk or high on dope. You don't know. Maybe she was sleeping it off, which is what you should have been doing.
Charlie.
Anyway, she woke up and she drove away, which is what we're going to do right now. Come on.
Charlie, that woman was dead.
Sarah, come here. Come on. The highway patrol didn't have a thing. And the front of your car just isn't that badly damaged. You didn't kill anyone.
Oh, God, I wish I could believe that.
Look, you did the right thing. You left a note and your number. You're gonna get a call about the damages soon enough, believe me. Listen, why don't you just leave your car at my place and pick it up tomorrow? I'll take you home.
Okay.
I got a better idea. Let's stop over at Wiley's and get a bowl of clam chowder.
Oh, that would be great.
Okay, that's what we'll do then.
I don't get it.
Oh, take your mind off it. Believe me, it's all right.
What a night. I wish I could say it's been a wonderful evening.
Me too. Well, guess I ought to say goodnight.
Life sure is funny sometimes, isn't it?
How do you mean?
Remember when you were a street cop and I was always so scared? I think I stayed awake every night, thinking that phone was going to ring any second and the voice on the other end was going to say you were never coming home again.
Yeah. It was a rough time for both of us.
I loved you so much and I was so afraid of losing you. And then I realized when you were home, I didn't have you anyway. You were so preoccupied all the time. So I had to leave.
I know you did. Really, I know what you were going through.
And then I left, and you got promoted to captain in that comfortable desk.
It's not that comfortable.
I'm a little spooked tonight. Stay with me.
I'm afraid if I did, I'm not so sure I'd be able to leave.
I'm not so sure I'd want you to.
You'll be all right. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Oh, Chucky. Maybe we made a mistake. Maybe we should try again.
I'll tell you what. Let's have dinner tomorrow night and talk about it.
I'd like that.
So would I.
Stay with me.
Good night, Sarah.
Good night, my love.
Probably been in the water a few hours. Can't really tell if she drowned until I get a closer look.
Maybe she fell in, hit a rock.
Or maybe she was pushed. Let's get back to the office and see what we can dig up. Thanks, Barney. Keep me posted here.
Hunter, McCall? See you, man?
Have you been picking locks again?
No.
Because if you have, I'm giving you a spanking at lunch.
Ooh. I've been picking a lot of locks. All week I'm picking locks.
Have a seat. Listen, I read your report on the DB this morning, the girl on the beach. Yeah. A kind of weird thing happened this morning about 3 o'clock. My ex-wife, Sarah, shows up on my doorstep. She told me that she ran into a parked car out on Pacific Coast Highway. Well, she got out to leave a note and all, and there was a woman in the front seat. Sarah thought maybe she killed her.
Did she report it?
She panicked and ran, came over to my place. I took a look at her car. There wasn't very much damage. Anyway, I called the highway patrol. The two of us took a ride back out there. Car was gone, so was the woman.
Where was that?
It's about a mile north of Portuguese Bend.
We'll take a ride out there today.
Yeah. Did the highway patrol get anything?
Not a thing. I figure the woman was probably sleeping it off and woke up after Sarah left. Then I read your report, and the description of the girl on the beach matches Sarah's description of the woman in the car. Red hair, youngish. It's a long shot, I know, but I thought you guys should know just in case there is some kind of connection.
Well, Barney puts the time of death at approximately 2 a.m., so there's definitely a connection there.
And Sarah will have to view the body.
I know. And it's your case. I want you to be in charge of setting the whole thing up.
Good.
And Hunter, be tactful.
What, Mr. Diplomacy here? I'm kidding.
You're kidding.
Let's set it up.
Thanks a lot.
Hi, this is Sarah. I can't answer the phone at the moment, but leave your name and number. I'll call you back. Wait for the beep.
Yeah, it's Charlie again. Listen, I was serious about dinner tonight, so call me, huh?
Well, this must be the place. Here's the broken taillights.
Well, if the killer was out here when Sarah ran into the car, I wonder what he was doing.
Probably looking for a place to dump the body over here.
Not a very deserted stretch. Why don't we go check out some of the businesses up and down the road?
Yeah, it's a good idea. Let's start with that gas station up around the bend on the highway.
Yeah.
L56, come in, please.
Lincoln 5-6, go.
Hunter, stand by on TAC 2. Captain Devane is on the line for you.
Lincoln 5-6, go.
Hunter, were you able to talk to Sarah?
No, Charlie, we tried to get her on the phone. We couldn't. So we went over her house about 3 o'clock, knocked on the door, and got no answer.
You know, I haven't been able to reach her either. We were supposed to have dinner tonight. I know she would have called me. Look, can you two guys meet me over to her place right now?
We're on our way, Charlie. L56 out.
Sorry I'm late. She used to keep a key right up here under the flower pots. Sarah? Wait here, I'm gonna check upstairs. Sarah? Sarah? Hunter! McCall!
It's my fault.
It's not your fault,
I'm
Charlie.
responsible for this. She asked me to stay. I told her there was nothing to be afraid of. She told me she was scared. I should have listened to her. I should have known she was in danger.
You couldn't have known, Charlie.
Talk to me, Barney.
Water in the windpipe. Facial bruises. She was held under by someone with fairly large, strong hands. Appears she put up quite a fight. Sliced into an artery near her ankle when she kicked the faucet. That accounts for the blood.
When?
24 hours at the outside. I can't be more specific until I get her downtown.
But possibly within hours of that girl on the beach this morning?
Yeah, it's possible, Charlie.
Sick little freak!
Charlie? He's very sorry.
Not half as sorry as he's gonna be.
Charlie?
Hi, Charlie. I'm taking you two off this investigation. I'm giving it to Tom Lester.
Tom Lester's retiring in 6 months. Hell, he hasn't even left his desk in 2 years.
It's his case now.
You want this case for yourself, don't you, Charlie?
That is enough, Hunter.
You want Lester on this case because he'll roll over and stay out of your way, isn't that right?
This is Lester's case now.
Charlie, when my husband was killed, I wanted to get my hands on the guy that shot him so bad it made me nuts. But it didn't do any good. It didn't bring Steve back.
I am still running this department, whether you realize it or not.
Charlie, you can't be objective doing that. Hell, you could be a suspect yourself.
Well, then you better arrest me, Hunter.
Because short of that, I don't care if I have to take a leave of absence or even resign. I'm gonna nail this bastard's skin to my wall.
Please listen for a minute.
Maybe you are mistaking this for a discussion. Well, I'm gonna make it real clear. You two are off this case. Clear enough?
Yes.
Captain Devane is here to see you, sir.
Send him in.
Come on in, Charlie.
I want you to know how sorry I am about Sarah.
Thank you, Chief.
Sit down, Charlie. I got a call a while ago from a Bennett Kurgo.
Name doesn't mean anything to me.
Mr. Kurgo happens to be a photographer for the LA News, or to use your words, a sick little freak.
Right. Well, he caught me at a very bad time.
That doesn't justify your behavior, Chief.
I know that, Chief.
Fortunately, Mr. Kurgo is a very understanding man. He accepted my apology on behalf of the department. He would like to hear it from you.
Well, I'm afraid that's impossible, sir.
Why is that?
I don't apologize to sick little freaks. Anything else?
Is there something else? There's a rumor that you pulled Hunter McCall off this investigation.
That's not a rumor, sir. I'm going to run it myself. I owe it to Sarah.
I understand. But I want Hunter and McCall back on this case.
Now, look,
And
Ed.
Charlie, I'm recommending that you take a week's leave of absence with pay.
Well, who's going to run the
I
division
think
while I'm...
Lieutenant Finn can handle it for a week, don't you?
Yes, I do. Anything else?
I want it clearly understood that you stay away from this investigation.
Yeah. You know, a couple of nights ago, I was just closing this place up, and there was a guy who was in a hurry to use the phone over there. And it looked like somebody plowed into the back of his car.
What kind of car was it?
It was a red sedan. Matter of fact, when I asked him who smacked him in the back, he told me to mind my own business. The guy was a real jerk.
What the guy look like?
He was about as tall as me, wearing a suit, maybe a jacket and pants. He looked sharp, though. Of course, he wasn't as handsome as myself.
Would you recognize him if you saw him again?
Sure, I would in a minute. Did he do something wrong?
Thanks for the information. We'll get back to you, all right?
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, hey, isn't there a reward or something for this guy?
No, that was a one-week offer only. Thanks.
Homicide, Captain Devane.
Captain, it's Rockland. I was looking for Hunter McCall.
They're not here right now. What's up?
Well, CII just called about those prints. We got an ID on the girl at the beach.
Fire away.
Name's Kim Parker. Last known address, 24 Ridge Road, Wells Canyon, California.
24 Ridge Road, Wells, California. Got it. Okay, I'll pass it along. Thanks.
Okay, thanks, Captain.
Anybody here? Anybody home?
Howdy. Put your hands in the air.
I'm a police officer.
All right, police officer, come on down here. Turn around.
I got a piece in my belt. My badge and ID's in my right trouser pocket.
All right, turn around.
Charlie Devane.
Neighbor spotted you driving your car in here. Didn't recognize it. Now, I don't know what it's like in L.A., but up around here, a cop needs a warrant to break and enter.
Didn't have time to look up a judge. Sorry about that.
Mind telling me just what it was you're looking for in there?
Kim Parker was murdered in L.A. 2 days ago.
Yeah, I heard about that last night.
I was looking for her husband. I thought maybe he was hiding inside.
Billy, forget it. He hasn't been here in 18 months or so.
Divorced?
Not really.
What then?
Let's take this out of the way. There's some sodas in the icebox.
How do you know that?
I put him there.
So, why did Billy go to L.A.?
Same reason everyone does, I guess. Billy loved the movies. He used to go over the valley, see 3 or 4 movies in a day. He ran the video shop over at Wells Canyon. No movie question that Billy couldn't answer.
So what, he decided to try his luck?
About 2 years ago, a movie company came into town to shoot some stuff. I worked security for them.
How about Billy?
Well, he was all over the place. He did everything that they would let him do. The Hollywood people liked him. They even gave him a little part. The part was cut out, but this one guy gave Billy a card and said if he ever came to Hollywood to look him up.
Who was this guy?
He must have been pretty important. All I ever saw him do is sit around and talk to the actors.
So, Billy just took off, left Kim flat.
He promised to send for her when he could and to send money until then.
Did he ever say what he was doing?
No. After about a year, the money stopped coming. And Kim didn't hear from him until just a few days ago.
What do you mean?
Kim just dropped everything and lit out for L.A. like she was afire. Didn't give me any details. Now she's dead. Poor Kim.
Did Billy Parker kill his wife?
Not the Billy Parker I know. I never liked the guy in the first place, but he's no killer.
Well, they say that Hollywood changes some people. Tell me something. How old's that photograph?
Make yourself at home. I'm about 6 years old. Want to see something interesting? Take a look at that. The guy look familiar?
strange place to spend your leave of absence, Charlie.
Deputy Castle, this is Sergeant McCall. I was just leaving.
Charlie, just a second. Would you excuse us a minute?
Look, I'm sorry. When the ID on Kim Parker came in, you guys weren't around. I decided to check it out myself. I was gonna fill you in.
So why don't you just leave us a message?
Come on, McCall. I said I was sorry. Now, look, I'm gonna stay out of your way from now on.
Sergeant Hunter,
Yes.
Mr. Michaels will be with you in just a moment.
Terrific.
Sergeant Hunter?
Mr. Michaels.
Yes.
How are you?
Fine. Come on in. So, how may I help you?
Well, I'm actually looking for Tony Baxter.
Tony Baxter? Really? Why?
He's wanted in a double homicide.
Tony Baxter?
Is it Billy Parker or is it Tony Baxter?
Sergeant, please come in. Sit down. Tony isn't in today. I believe he's on his way to New York.
Well, you still haven't answered my question.
I thought it was rhetorical. Of course, Billy Parker and Tony Baxter are the same person. People change their name in Hollywood all the time. In fact, I suggested he change it.
Why is that?
The name Billy Parker just wasn't consistent with the image I wanted. Tony Baxter has much more panache, don't you think?
It doesn't do a lot for me. What brought Tony to Hollywood in the first place?
Would you like some tea?
No, not for me. Thank you.
Oh, yes, Darlene. Bring me my tea, please. Thank you. I met Tony on a movie set in the middle of nowhere. He was a nice kid, smart, good-looking. I gave him a card. I give a lot of people cards. I never really expected him to show up, but he did. I've made stars out of people with less. I thought Tony might have a chance as an actor, so I took him around. I introduced him to the right people. Everybody liked him. Only one problem.
What's that?
Tony can't act.
Oh, well.
And by the time all the votes were in, I liked him too much to just throw him away, so I gave him a job here at my agency.
Would that job consist of marrying Rhonda Stark?
Miss Stark is a client of mine. I arranged for Tony to escort Rhonda to a few social functions, and the tabloids have turned it into the romance of the decade. No, Sergeant, I'd say you have as good a chance of marrying Rhonda Stark as Tony Baxter does.
Maybe better. I'm not a murder suspect.
When did these murders happen?
Wednesday morning, about 2 a.m.
Well, then there's no way that Tony's the killer. He was with me Wednesday night till after 3 a.m.
Doing what?
Working on a publicity campaign for Rhonda Stark.
Where were you?
On my boat in Paradise Cove.
Was anybody else there with you, Mr. Michaels?
Rhonda was there.
Here's your tea, Mr. Michaels.
Thank you, darling.
I'll be downstairs in the telex room.
Fine.
Well, I appreciate your time. Thanks very much.
My pleasure. And if you need any further help, please don't hesitate to call.
I'll be in touch for your statement.
My statement?
Yeah, you know, you, Tony, and Rhonda on the boat. We'll need that in writing.
Of course.
Thanks a lot.
It's out of control. Completely out of control. Look, I just gotta see you. We can. I don't know. We can get a place in the mountains somewhere. You can wear makeup, sunglasses.
Tony Baxter?
Just a second. Who the hell are you?
Name's Devane, LA Metro Police.
I'll call you back. You ever hear a knocking?
Yeah, I rang your buzzer. Problems with your girlfriend?
That's none of your damn business.
I think it is.
What are you doing? You crazy?
Sit down, Billy boy. How's the wife in Wells Canyon? Kim, isn't that her name? Pretty girl with red hair?
I wouldn't know, man. We've been separated for over a year.
Sit down. Then I guess you don't know how her body washed up on the beach with a big dent in her skull where you bashed in her head?
First, I'm gonna call a cop. Then I'm gonna call a lawyer, because I'm gonna sue you blind.
Maybe you didn't catch the name. Devane? As in Sarah Devane? You remember Sarah, don't you?
Charlie, put the gun down.
Give me the gun, Charlie. Charlie, give me the gun. What the hell are you doing?
Wanton disregard for subjects' constitutional guarantees, physical abuse resulting in bodily injury and emotional trauma, not to mention insufficient evidence, bad judgment, and flat-out insubordination. Do you have anything to say about all this?
No, sir.
Well, you better come up with something pretty damn quick, Captain. One of the top lawyers in town just waltzed your boy out of custody on writ. They're gonna suck you and everybody in this department dry.
The creep murdered his wife and mine.
We have a sworn statement that Tony Baxter was on a boat half-mile offshore the night of the murders.
The statement is false.
How the hell can you know that? We don't have any evidence to prove it. Face it, Charlie. You blew the case. Internal Affairs is investigating. The DA won't touch it. I'm gonna relieve you from duty pending the outcome.
Anything else?
Yes. Your ID, your badge, and your gun.
The bullets are mine.
Yes.
Yes, this is Sergeant Hunter,
The
Metropolitan.
front door's open. Let yourself in. I'll be right down. Excuse the mess. It's the maid's day off.
Everything looks fine to me.
Well, everything looks pretty good to me, too. I was expecting a shabby little man in a raincoat.
You got the wrong TV show.
I think I know the answer to this question before I even ask it. You can't drink while on duty, right?
Right.
Well, I am not on duty. Tell me, Sergeant, what can I do for you?
Well, you can start off by telling me where you were Wednesday morning at 2 o'clock.
I was on Victor Michael's boat with Victor and Tony Baxter.
Uh-huh. What's your relationship with Tony Baxter?
Well, that isn't easy to explain.
I know, but give me a try.
Sergeant, when I go out with the very rich, the very famous, or the extremely handsome. You see, to me, men are a public relations device. Most men, anyway.
Tony Baxter.
Strictly PR. Also, not bad in bed. It's part of the job. You see, when Victor finally realized he couldn't have Tony for himself, he gave him to me.
Victor Michaels?
Why do you think Victor told Tony to look him up? Because he could act?
Didn't you know Tony was married?
Separated, sure. He told me that he was separated. Yeah.
Well, that's unfortunate. He didn't tell his wife that.
What are you saying?
Well, Tony Baxter just up and left his wife. Didn't he tell you that?
Sergeant, I think that this interview may have been a mistake. I'm sure that you can find your way out. Hmm?
You're in love with Tony Baxter, aren't you? You know, Rhonda, the more I start to figure this thing out, the more I realize you're in this thing up to your neck. I mean, Tony Baxter's wife turns up dead. You appear to be the other woman. Wait till the news media gets a hold of this. Movie star caught in murder triangle.
I don't have to listen to any more of this. Thank you.
Let me just tell you something. Tony Baxter is a murderer. You lie for him, you become an accessory to murder. You understand that?
That's not the way it is. You can't prove any of this.
Oh, yes, I can. The night Kim Parker was murdered, she was seen in this neighborhood. Now, that's just too big of a coincidence. What the hell happened that night, Rhonda? Talk to me!
It was me. Oh, God. It was me.
What?
I killed that girl. She showed up here, and she was screaming at Tony. She called me a whore. And she came at me, so I shoved her. I just shoved her away, and she fell over the coffee table and hit her head on the fireplace. And she was dead. She was just lying there, dead. It was an accident. Oh, you see that, don't you? I mean, it was an accident. Well, Victor was here, and he just told Tony
He told
to
Tony to take her down to the beach to dump the body, didn't he?
No.
And when Tony got back, he saw the car was dented, the door was open, and Kim's body was hanging out.
Oh, God.
Sarah Devane's name and address was on the window. Rhonda, did Tony Baxter kill Sarah, or was it...
Very nice, Sergeant Hunter. Truly remarkable.
It was you that Tony called from the beach that night, wasn't it, Victor?
Tony, take his gun. Tony?
You couldn't get Tony to commit murder, could you, Victor? So you went to Sarah Devane's house, and you strangled her.
Tony, come on. We're driving Mr. Hunter down to the beach.
Not this time, Victor.
Well, now what do we do, Victor?
Come on. Let's go. I mean it.
Victor, you're making a big mistake. You've already killed one human being.
Well, one more won't make that much difference, will it? Now, open that door very carefully. Open it. Easy. Easy.
Hold it, Michaels. Police! You're under arrest for the murder of Sarah Devane.
I'll kill him. I swear I will. If you don't drop it, I'll kill him.
What are you gonna do now, Victor?
Shut up.
Oh! I got him. Hold it, Victor!
Stay right here.
Please.
You're lucky.
And finally, I want to say thank you for the flowers and the kind words. Believe me, Sarah's family and I really appreciate it. You're a terrific bunch of people, and I'm glad that the IA is going to allow me to continue to be your boss.
The DA is going after murder 1 on Victor Michaels, and Tony Baxter said that he will fully cooperate against him.
Well, that's good news. What about the movie star?
Involuntary manslaughter, I doubt that she'll serve any time.
Listen, I know there's no 2 people alive and know how much trouble this whole thing's cost me, so I really do appreciate all your help.
You're welcome, Charlie.
It's good to be back to work.
Yeah.
It's good to hear you say that.
So, let's go back to work.
Okay.